Okay, whoa. What do you mean by end in physical games like disc,
Yeah,
collector edition?
like this, like anything physical, like everything's gonna be digital. Everything's just you gotta buy a game. There's gonna be a code in the box, and there's gonna be no disc. That's it.
You're, you're gonna get a box with a code?
Yeah,
No,
exactly, exactly.
what? I mean, I think you and I both come from the era where, first of all, we're not that old, but um, I think we both come from the era where there was a time it is part of the experience, not just gaming, but it was part of the experience of going to the shop, whether Walmart, Toys R Us, Best Buy, EB Games. Like taking the time to go buying the edition that you want of the game, going through the booklet and getting the CD and having it in your on your shelves in at home. So to me it's removing that aspect really sucks. It's just what's gonna happen to all these distribution stores, right? Like their business model, I'm sure their business system is gonna have to adapt and change because now they're just gonna have like a case with a code inside. Are they even gonna keep the booklet or just a code?
I mean, they might like.
So so you're essentially going to buy a booklet with a code inside.
And the
Okay.
box, and the
Oh, and the
box.
box. And you're collecting boxes now. I mean, the outer packaging. Um, yeah, no, I don't. Not a big fan of that decision. Why did they decide that? Cut on costs?
Everyone these days are buying games on Steam. They're buying games online. No one's really going to the store anymore.
So if you want figurines, if you want like the collector's edition, all that is stopping. What do you think? Is that a good move on PlayStation or what?
I mean, I don't have one, but like I just buy my stuff on Steam, on Epic, on all these sites. Like I don't I don't buy physical anymore, so
Yeah,
it doesn't really affect me. I mean,
right.
I guess it
Right.
sucks for people that like to collect stuff, but like I don't. I don't. Yeah.
Wait, if they do distribution deals like with distributors like EB Games or stuff like that, I guess they have to pay for those distribution. Like it's part of their cost of operation, right? So is it because right now sales are not that great because of the economy and expenses are going up, so they want to cut the middle distributor and the extra expense where everything can just be online? If that's the case, like, okay, got it. But what's gonna happen to like those distributors? Like, they're gonna lose deals. They're gonna have less contracts. And it's not gonna be that good. That means eventually big distributors are not gonna be. I mean, if Nintendo and the rest are gonna do this, does that mean like we're going towards those type of shops that won't have like games to sell as much? Like everything just goes online? I mean, you could make a case like to be practical and all, but like it's I'm sure like a lot of a lot of businesses are gonna close and stuff like that.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Like I've heard that Sony already converted one of their factories or whatever for games into like a something like a lens factory. Like they already like retrained everyone there to instead of make games do something else.
shit. Whoa. Okay. Times are changing.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's part of the experience getting ready to get the game, learning as much about the game and actually taking the time to go get it. Obviously, like I don't do that as much, but there's just a different vibe to trying to get the hard copy and have it in your on your shelves at home and being able to pop in and play it. But since everything is going digital, it's sad to see that this is where the market is going, and everyone, a lot of things are gonna change. But I don't know. I just think like there's gonna be a lot of businesses gonna be affected, and I'm very curious how those gaming distributors, how they're gonna adapt, because this is like a source of revenue for them.
Mm-hmm.
And if everything goes online, like those people who are like working at GameStop or EB Games or at Best Buy in the gaming section, or whatever, and in the gaming area, like how are they gonna do things? And if everything is online and stuff like that, like I haven't really followed on all those, like what happens online, but it's gonna be connected to your account. It's gonna be connected to a code. So it's gonna be connected to an online service, right? If you now get the game online only. So what happens if, for example, your account gets monitored? You can't just pop the disc anymore and just play online, I guess. You're gonna have to be very careful, and if there's any changes in terms of policy and stuff like that for regarding like the online platform that you're playing for, in this case PlayStation, what happens if they come out with a policy, and if you want to have access to all your games library, you're gonna have to pay a little bit extra. But if you want the basic, you can only have access to like 50 games on your PlayStation. If not, you're gonna have to remove some already installed game and install the game that you want from the app. You know what I mean? It's more control on the companies, from the companies. I still think it's nice to have a disc, even though I don't really use the discs anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like having to given so much control to the providers, and if they find any way of adjusting the terms and the agreement, and you don't have access to your favorite games in the next 50 years because the server, or whatever changed, that's gonna kind of suck. I mean, you and I can still I don't know where your PlayStation 2 is, but you and I can still like dig out some of our old console, still have the disc, and still find a way to plug it to our old TV if we still have the TV, and still be able and play it. Like, oh, okay, here you go, like Team Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find it on Steam, right? You can't find it on.
I mean, people are working on it for Steam. I don't know where that's going, but there is a Steam page for Team Buddies, but it's just not. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess
Yeah, there's a lot of
emulators and yeah.
PS1 games that have been remade.
Yeah, I guess there's always gonna be a way. It's just you and I have the hard copy, and
Yeah.
we have the disc, and we have, in theory, we still have the console, so we just need to pop it in and play it without having to pay an extra fee, without having to pay for an extra.
Well, this is in 2028, so they still have time to change their minds.
Revoke.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's mad about it. They're probably gonna watch it back or something.